see the 1-to-go signal from Chief Starter Brian Duncan. Duncan on the starter stand again in 2011. The Sam Pierce Chevrolet Pace Truck makes its way into turn 3. Action today here at Winchester Speedway with Matt Preer. I'm Adam Mackey here on Speed51.com as well. Field picking up the pace into turn 3. The green in hand. Derek Griffin, the pole sitter in the outside lane, brings the field across the line, and the 40th running of the Winchester 400 is underway as the field heads to turn 2.
And Derek Griffin already jumping out to a big lead. Jeff Lane works his way up in the second spot in the 11 machine. Boris Jurkovic up to third, but your leader lap 1's going to be Derek Griffin.
And we've got trouble down in turns 3 and 4. Kenny Tweedy gets turned around. Brian Reevely in the 1 car is caught up. The 20 of Brian Campbell slides down into the infield. Tweedy, the 1997 Series champion, a flat right rear tire. Good news for Tweedy, though. Looks like he'll be a car that'll be able to continue after they change the right rear tire. His car, very minimal damage, if much at all. It does have a little bit of a crack in the quarter panel. They might want to fix that up with some tape.
Top 3 cars running nose to tail, but now Boris Jurkovic taking a peek to the inside of Jeff Lane. Not enough momentum as Lane working that outside groove. But up front it is Derek Griffin, your leader in the number 4. Caution flag flies.
We got caution with a car in the wall or close to it coming off of turn number 4. Jack Smith in the 28 car. Sam Pierce Chevrolet CRA Pace Truck picks up the pace heading into the 3rd turn. The cars might do a little passing of the pace truck down in turn number 4. Here we come to the green and we are back underway at Winchester.
And again, Derek Griffin with a great restart, utilizing that outside groove. Terry Fisher Jr. follows him by. The number 11 of Jeff Lane, shuffle him back to 3rd.
Rick Turner caught in the middle. He's in the middle of the sandwich. He slides back, loses 2 spots to Stephen Nassy in the 131 of Nick Dilatta. That's mid-pack on lap number 25. Leading is Griffin. Fisher's taking over 2nd. Lane is 3rd. 4th is Jurkovic, and running 5th is Donnie Wilson.
Josh Vadnais running in 6th. Chase Elliott running in 7th. He's got a battle on his hands brewing with the 72 of Scott Hansen, 39 of Kenzie Rustin.
Drivers and crews being told moments ago by race control a little bit early to be going 3 wide. We saw Dennis Schoenfeld deep in the pack. We saw a couple of others going 3 wide. It's racy mid-pack. Beaver slipping back from the 0. So is Turner in the 20s. On the low side of Terry Fisher Jr. A position in the top 5 is on the line. Fisher, the 3rd place competitor in the CRA Super Series points, picked up his first career series victory earlier this year at Angola. It was a dominant win. He's been close to a couple of others, but he's fallen out of the top 5 in the early laps of the 400. He is a former top 5 finisher in this 400 race.
Up front, Derek Griffin, a steel wrap repair tape Toyota out of South Bend, Indiana, continues to lead. Jeff Lane, the Ed Martin Auto Group Ford out of Knightstown, Indiana, running in the 2nd spot. Boris Jurkovic in 3rd.
4th, Donnie Wilson. 5th, Josh Vadnais. Oh, we got Jason Deach in the 7 car climbing the wall in turn number 3.
Derek Griffin, leader, needs to be careful. Oh, he may have scraped the wall there in turn number 4. If he did, it was very slight contact.
Doesn't look to be any damage on the seal wrap repair tape car, but that was a close call.
Lights are off on the CRA Super Series Pace Truck. Derek Griffin again chooses the outside lane, going into 3 and 4 in his restart.
Off of turn number 4, field back up to speed. Green is out, and Derek Griffin will continue to lead. Crosses the line out front. Derek Griffin in the number 4 car leads Jeff Lane off of turn number 2.
Donnie Wilson gets by Boris Jurkovic for that 3rd spot. He's not satisfied with that. He's going after Jeff Lane for a second. He pulls out of the high side, coming out of 4.
Wilson on his way to the front. He found himself there a couple of times during the Winchester 400 of 2010. Lane has fallen into line in the 3rd spot. Boris Jurkovic follows closely. Back at Carling to 5th, and Terry Fisher Jr.
Josh Vadnais running in 6th. Now Scott Hans quietly in 7th in the number 72. Peter Cozzolino started 10th. In that restart, he is up to 8th.
Cozzolino's been fast all season long in CRA competition. He put together a good run at Lucas Oil Raceway, and Cozzolino in the 111 on his way to the front.
Up front, the steel wrap repair tape Toyota out of South Bend, Indiana. Derek Griffin running the race of his life out in front. He's got so much on the line here tonight, this afternoon, in the 40th annual Winchester Winchester 400.
A driver that has made no progress forward. The 9 of Chase Elliott started this race in 7th, currently runs in the 9th position. Long green flag run this afternoon, and we got trouble. Kenzie Rustin into the wall in the 39. Rustin skims along the wall in turn number 2.
Hard contact for the Melmart Pipe and Supply Ford out of El Reno, Oklahoma. 19-year-old Kenzie Rustin found the turns 1 and 2 wall and rolled the wall.
69 laps complete at the line this time as Griffin brings the field in.
And Boris Jurkovic taking advantage of that outside second row starting spot. Gets around the 82 of Donnie Wilson. Jurkovic now in second.
Boy, Cozzolino, the 111, nearly put it up into the wall in turns 1 and 2. He kept it off. He's going to lose a spot or 2. Here comes Mingus to the low side.
Jurkovic in second. Donnie Wilson in third. Terry Fisher Jr. fought his way back up the 4th spot, shuffling Jeff Lane back to 5th in the 11th.
To his pit stall down towards turn number 1, just past the 41 of Brent Jack, who's still in his pit stall. And it's 76 laps in at the line for Derek Griffin.
Griffin has led all 76 so far in a steel wrap repair tape Toyota. Young man with a lot on the line here this afternoon, just 19 years old, out of South Bend, Indiana.
Backpedaling right now is Ossian, Indiana driver Terry Fisher Jr., 3rd in the series points coming into the weekend. However, Griffin, after running in the top few positions earlier, is fading. The 81 of Fisher fading now, getting close to the tail end of the top 10 as Griffin in the number 4 is pulling away from Thomas Salon, number 8 of Eddie Hoffman. Hoffman, the runner-up in the JAG CRA All-Stars Tour points, couldn't pull off the championship last night. It was Byron, Michigan driver, the youngster Eric Jones, that claimed the first ever season of racing in that division. He was great this season. And we got trouble in 2, the 22 of Scott Whitehouse up against the wall, and it's going to bring out a caution for the number 22 of Scott Whitehouse. Everyone else able to avoid issues and get to the low side of Whitehouse, who's still stopped up along the outside retaining wall.
The Whitehouse Motorsports Ford out of nearby Greenfield, Indiana. Whitehouse makes limited appearances in the CRA Super Series. Of course, you can always count on him being part of the Winchester 400 weekend.
Leads lap 88.
A plethora of cars come on to pit road. The 0, Joe Beaver. The 8, Eddie Hoffman. The 11 of Jeff Lane, one of our top drivers, top 5 drivers. 21, Tommy St. John. 2, Kenny Tweedy. 54, Jeff Foles. 72, Scott Hans.
Griffin on the high side, Jurkovic on the inside. The field told to pick up the pace. They come to green off of 4, and Griffin goes into the lead. Chase Elliott is off the pace in the 9. He may be missing a shift coming off of 4, and the field piling in to turn 1.
My goodness, 1, 2, 3, 8 car pileup in turn number 1.
The 9 car of Chase Elliott, I think, missing a shift coming off of turn 4. It was a slow start, so the driver's shifting, of course. Those were mostly solo car accidents, but then the big one not long ago down in turn number 1 when the field bottled up into the first corner. We are ready for green. Coming off of Ford, Chase Elliott, who changed that transmission. He's back out on the track and up to speed as the green is back out.
And like he's done all afternoon, Derek Griffin taking advantage of the outside lane on the restart, taking over the lead and pulling away immediately.
Josh Vadnais into the 3rd spot. Back to 4th goes Mingus. Running 5th on the low lane is Ross Kenseth in the 25. Running 5th, running 6th is Nassi. Running 7th is Mingus. He's fallen back after this restart. Schoenfeld behind him. A challenge from the inside. 2005 champion Jeff Lane.
Right behind Lane is the number 72 of Scott Hans. As Derek Griffin comes out of turn 4, we are 1/4 of the way through the 40th running of the Winchester 400.
100 laps in. 100 complete, 300 to go. And Derek Griffin has put 5 car links on Donnie Wilson. Vadnais running a couple of car links back
That
in.
is for sure, and Josh Vadnais is slowly closing the gap on the number 4 of Griffin. Behind Vadnais, some distance back, Ross Kenseth now challenging the 82 of Donnie Wilson for third. He'll go to the inside coming out of turn 4.
Kenseth, the Spring Valley, Illinois driver, on the inside lane on the high side. It's Donnie Wilson. Down the front stretch they go, and into the number 3 spot, the 25 of Ross Kenseth.
His dad picking up the win last night down the Charlotte Motor Speedway in Charlotte, North Carolina, the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Now Kenseth solidly in front of Wilson. He'll try to chase down a 17 of Vadnais as well as a 4 of Griffin. Now Griffin in a whole heap of lap traffic.
Chase Elliott, the Dawsonville, Georgia driver, on the inside of Boris Jurkovic. Heading into turn 1, Elliott in the Aaron's Dream Machine number 9 has picked up a spot from Jurkovic to the inside of Niewick. This is really the first scary moment for Derek Griffin in the race, and Vadnais looks high. Griffin clears him going down into turn 3. Griffin to the bottom of Jeff Fultz, the leader in heavy traffic. Jeff Fultz, he can't get underneath him. Now he does. And Fisher Jr., the 81 ride pit side.
Oh, we got a caution flag trouble here in turn number 4. Donnie Wilson into the turn 4 wall. Looks like Rick Turner might have been involved as well in the 26.
Well, you wondered how long it would take. The Wilson Auto Parts 82 of Donnie Wilson had definitely dropped off the pace. That car was fading. Vadnais, Kenseth, Turner, Nassi, Elliott, Fultz, Niewick, many other competitors coming pit side. It's not going to leave very many out on the racetrack.
No, not at all. Just about everybody's going to come down pit road, it seems. So far, everybody is on pit road. The only car to stay out, it looks like, the 0 of Joe Beaver.
Oh, no, he's going to make his way to the pits, too. So I'll tell you, it'll be easy not to go down a lap under this caution in the pits because every single race car came to the pits. Wilson was the first of those as he pitted before the pits were open because, of course, he was involved in the spin in turn 4.
And got a potential problem, perhaps, for the number 4, Derek Griffin. Close quarters here on pit road. A couple crew members getting together right there. Griffin just barely able to get by the 11 lane.
Good pit stop for the number 4 of Griffin. He was able to make it out of his pit stall. Elliott makes his way around the 81 of Fisher and the 4 car of Griffin as they head to the end of pit road back on the raceway. Griffin not bad pit stop wise. Fisher leaves in front of him and Elliott out in front of the pack.